Stop now, take a deep breath. There is a very specific reason for you to be watching this video at this exact moment, and I'm going to tell you what it is. Today, God wants to speak to you. Yes, to you, there on the other side of the screen, perhaps on the sofa after another exhausting day, perhaps in the car stuck in traffic, perhaps in bed trying to sleep but unable to do so. You are tired. Tired of chasing after everything. Tired of living on autopilot. Tired of going to sleep with a heavy heart and waking up with that strange feeling in your chest, without even knowing how to explain why. You are standing out of sheer exhaustion, living days that all seem the same, and deep down in your chest, you know that something is wrong. I am going to reveal to you in the next few minutes what is happening with your life and more. I am going to show you exactly what God has been trying to tell you for months, perhaps for years, but your haste does not allow you to hear. If you stay with me until the end of this video, something within you will break and rebuild itself. You will understand why you have felt so empty, even while achieving things, why you have been crying for no apparent reason, why that voice inside you does not stop whispering that there is something more. Today's message comes directly from the heart of the Father, and it is as clear as the morning sun. Do not let haste prevent you from hearing my voice of love today. Read this sentence again, slowly, deep in your chest. Do not let haste prevent you from hearing my voice of love today. It is His voice speaking now through these words. And perhaps you are wondering, what do you mean, am I not hearing the voice of God? I pray, I go to church, I read the Bible, I light my candle, I give thanks for my food. But I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it mentally with absolute sincerity. When was the last time you stopped in total silence, with no cell phone vibrating in your pocket, no television on in the living room, no one calling you, and simply stayed quiet to hear God, not to speak to Him, to hear Him, to feel Him, to allow Him to say a single word to your heart? If you even had difficulty remembering when that last time was, then this video is absolutely for you, because that is exactly what I need to speak about now. You have spent the last 10, 20, 30 years running to grow in your career, running to raise your children, running to pay the bills at the end of the month, running to solve other people's problems, running to handle everything. And in all this rushing, without realizing it, you have been distancing yourself from the only voice capable of giving you true peace, the voice of the Father. And perhaps now, reading these words, that tightness in your chest is coming, the one you always feel whenever God approaches and you flee. It is no coincidence that you arrived at this video precisely today. There are many people who watch and do not understand, but you understand. You are feeling it. And do you know why? Because the Father has a specific calling for your family, for your home, for your children and grandchildren. You have been designated to be the channel of blessing for your household, and haste has prevented you from occupying this sacred place. It was for this reason that I prepared the powerful digital book for you, titled, How to Know If God Will Save You in the Final Judgment. It is profound material, written for those who are tired of living on the surface and want to truly understand what the position of their soul is before the Father. The link is in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments. All it takes is one click. Thousands of brothers and sisters across Brazil have already read it and write to me saying that they have returned to sleeping in peace for the first time in years, that they have reconciled with God, that they have restored prayer in their family. Do not delay. This video may be taken down at any moment due to issues beyond our control. If you feel that God brought you here on purpose, write the word Amen in the comments now to seal this moment between you and heaven. Now I need you to pay close attention to what follows, for I'm going to show you the clear signs that haste is preventing you from hearing God. And when you see these signs appear in your life, you may weep, because you will realize that you have been living through all of them simultaneously for a long time. The first sign is soul fatigue. I am not speaking of bodily fatigue, which is resolved with a night's sleep. I am speaking of that weariness that goes to sleep with you and wakes up with you. That weariness that makes you open your eyes in the morning and feel defeated even before the day begins. That weariness that no vacation solves, no trip cures, and no distraction makes fade. This weariness is spiritual. It is your soul crying out for silence while you push it further into the depths with more noise, more commitments, and more obligations. The second sign is mechanical prayer. You pray, but you pray on autopilot. You repeat the same words as always, you make the same list of requests as always, and you finish without feeling absolutely anything. That deep connection, that chill you used to feel, that certainty of being heard, has vanished. And it did not vanish because God drew away. It vanished because you are praying in haste, wanting to dispatch God as one dispatches an email between one work meeting and another. The third sign is constant irritation. You are irritated by everything. By the way your husband breathes at night, by the way your wife places the dishes in the sink, by the tone of your child's voice when asking for something, by the Monday traffic, by the bank queue, by the neighbor who talks loudly on the phone. Everything bothers you. And you ask yourself in the middle of the night, why am I so explosive? Why am I becoming this person I never wanted to be? It is not the person beside you. It is not the situation around you. It is your suffocated soul asking for help through the door of nervousness. The fourth sign is the void in the midst of the crowd. You may be surrounded by people, at a Sunday lunch with the gathered family, at a grandchild's birthday, at a barbecue with longtime friends, and yet feel that you are absolutely alone. That strange sensation of watching everyone laugh and being unable to truly laugh along. This happens because the presence you are missing is not human. It is divine. You are longing for God, and you have not even realized it yet. You have just read 4 signs, and perhaps you have recognized yourself in all of them. This is no coincidence. It is the Father calling you back home with urgency. And for you to understand the exact path back, I have prepared that digital book I mentioned, How to Know If God Will Save You at the Final Judgment, which has the link in the description and pinned at the top of the comments. Do not wait another day. Your soul is already tired of waiting. Now that you have recognized the signs, I need to explain to you why this is happening, because understanding the cause is the first step toward being liberated from it, and I will be direct with you because you deserve the truth, not cheap comfort. You deserve the word that heals, not the word that merely tickles the ear. The first cause is the culture of haste into which we have been cast. Look at Brazil today. Look at life in your city, in your neighborhood. Everything must be fast. Delivery in 20 minutes. Emails answered instantly. Photos posted the very next second. News that grows old in 2 hours. Videos that must be no longer than 30 seconds so you do not lose interest. We live in a society that celebrates productivity as if it were a new religion. He who produces more is worth more. He who delivers more is more important. He who is busiest seems more successful. And in this sick logic, stopping has become a sin. Resting has become laziness. Silence has become a waste of time. But I tell you with all the authority of the heavens, God does not dwell in haste. God dwells in silence. God reveals himself in the pause. And as long as you run, you will not be able to find the one who has been waiting for you, sitting with open arms for so long. The second cause is fear disguised as responsibility. You say you are busy, but deep down you are afraid. Afraid to stop and face the void. Afraid to sit in silence and hear what God has to tell you, because you already suspect deep down that he will ask for changes you do not want to make. Perhaps he will ask you to forgive that person who hurt you decades ago. Perhaps he will ask you to leave that relationship that you know is wrong, but to which you have grown accustomed. Perhaps he will ask you to surrender that control you think is yours. So you fill yourself with tasks, appointments, and invented obligations, and use this as an excuse. Oh, I do not have time to pray properly. I do not have time to go to church. I do not have time to seek God. But it is a lie. You have the time. You are only afraid of what you will find when you stop. The third cause is your unhealthy relationship with your cell phone. And I must speak of this because it is destroying your spirituality, and you do not realize it. How many times a day do you pick up your phone without need? How many hours do you spend on social media, watching the lives of others, comparing, judging, envying, missing what you do not have, feeling anger at what is happening in the country? Each time you open that application, you close a door to God. Because that time you spend scrolling through the feed was time that could be used in prayer, in silence, in reading the Word, in real conversation with those by your side. You are selling your inner peace for cheap dopamine, and you do not even realize it. The fourth cause is the illusion that you can handle it all alone. You were raised in this generation that values independence, the I can manage alone, the I do not need anyone. And this has its value, but it has turned into poison. You try to handle everything. You try to carry the marriage alone. You try to support the family alone. You try to solve the problems of your elderly parents alone. You try to raise your children alone. You try to look after your health alone. And in the midst of all this heavy burden, you forget that there is someone waiting to carry it with you, to carry it for you if necessary. But you do not call, because calling requires stopping, and stopping is exactly what you cannot do. The fifth cause, and perhaps the most dangerous of all, is spiritual procrastination. You say, I will take care of this later, when the children grow up, when I retire, when I have more time, when the bills are paid, when work gives me a break, when I get my life in order, when, and time passes and time passes and time passes without forgiveness. And one day, sooner than you imagine, you will be lying in that hospital bed or looking at the coffin of someone you loved, or receiving that news that changes everything, and you will realize that later never arrived, that the time you were waiting for never came, that your whole life was being postponed for a future that does not exist. And perhaps you are now feeling that shiver down your spine, that tightness that comes when the truth reaches you and embraces you without asking permission. It is no coincidence that you are watching this video right now. There is a very specific spiritual reason for you to have stopped everything you were doing and opened exactly this content, exactly today, exactly at this moment in your life. The Father is giving you a chance not to be just one more of the millions who will reach the end of their lives lamenting lost time. And this chance comes with heavy responsibility, because you are not just anyone. You are someone chosen to be light in your home. Your children need you to wake up. Your husband, your wife, your grandchildren, they need you to truly occupy your spiritual place. That is why I prepared a powerful digital book for you, How to Know If God Will Save You in the Final Judgment. This is not just another book among so many scattered out there. It was written under deep inspiration to answer the question that most squeezes the heart of the sincere Christian: will I be saved in the end? Am I on the right path? What is missing in my spiritual life? Am I truly pleasing God? The link is in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments. Thousands of people all over Brazil have already read it and write to me saying that they have regained their peace, returned to being able to pray truly, restored their relationship with their family, and felt the Father's presence in a way they had not felt for decades. Do not let this moment slip through your fingers. This video may be removed from the platform at any moment. If you feel that God is speaking to you now, comment below the phrase, "Father, I hear you," and let us seal this pact together. But I did not bring you here just to show you the problem. I brought you here to give you the way out. And now comes the most important part of this entire video. I will show you exactly what to do, starting today, to return to hearing the Father's voice. And look, it is not complicated at all. It does not require expensive courses. It does not require distant retreats. It does not require you to abandon your life. It only requires a decision, courage, and the small gesture of stopping. The first step is to create what I call a daily sacred pause. You will choose a time of the day, any time that makes sense for your routine, and you will consecrate 15 minutes only to God. It can be early in the morning, before everyone in the house wakes up. It can be in the middle of the afternoon at coffee time. It can be after dinner, when everyone has already gone to bed. It does not matter when. What matters is that this moment exists, that it is non-negotiable, that it cannot be cancelled by anything or anyone. 15 minutes. You can do it. You spend more than that deciding what you are going to watch on television. You spend more than that scrolling aimlessly on your phone. 15 minutes are nothing for your daily chores, but for your thirsty soul, they are everything. And what do you do in these 15 minutes? Nothing. This is the secret that no one tells you. You do absolutely nothing. You sit down, close your eyes, and say softly, "Father, I am here. I hear you. Speak to me." And then you remain in silence, without demanding anything from God, without asking for anything, without listing problems, without complaining about people, just listening. At first it will be strange, I'm warning you, Your mind will race to 1,000 places at once. You will remember the grocery list, tomorrow morning's meeting, the doctor's appointment you need to schedule, that old argument with your sister. It is all right. Do not be frightened. Each time your mind wanders, you gently bring it back and repeat, "Father, I hear you." With time, the mind will quiet down, it will calm itself, and then in the deep stillness, he begins to speak. The second step is to embrace silence as a friend rather than an enemy. You live surrounded by noise. The television left on all day, even when no one is truly watching. Music in the car, in the shower, in the kitchen, in the bedroom, notifications popping up constantly on your phone. Conversations, shouting, car horns, construction noises, barking dogs. You have become so accustomed to the noise that silence bothers you. If you sit in absolute silence for 2 minutes, you feel an anguish, an urge to turn something on, anything just to fill the void. This discomfort is a clear sign that your soul has become completely unaccustomed to hearing itself. Start small. Do the dishes in silence. Take a shower in silence. Drive your car without the radio or anything else for an entire trip. At first, it will be difficult. You will feel strange. But with practice, silence will cease to be an enemy and will become a refuge. And it is in the refuge of silence that God reveals himself with a still, small voice. The third step is to surrender control. You must understand once and for all that it is not you who holds the universe. You are not responsible for absolutely everything. There is someone greater who has been taking care of things long before you were born. And when you try to control everything, you are, in truth, saying to God, "I do not trust you. I think I can do better on my own." It may sound harsh, but it is the naked truth. Haste is a direct child of distrust. Those who rush because they are afraid that if they do not, something will go wrong. But those who walk with God know that everything is in the right hands. Try for 7 days in a row to offer a simple prayer every morning, before anything else. "Father, today I surrender my day to you. Do in me what you will." And then go about your day normally. But with this surrender planted in your heart, you will be surprised by the peace that will begin to take hold of you in a way you do not even recognize. The fourth step is to restore rituals of faith within your home. The prayer before a meal, even if quick, even if simple. The reading of a short passage from the Bible before sleep. Family worship on Sunday, even if it is just you and your spouse. Christian music playing while you cook lunch. Small gestures, repeated with consistency, create a spiritual environment, and a spiritual environment attracts the presence of God. Nowadays, everything is secularized, even the lives of most Christians. Look at the weekend and see what your family does. You go to the mall, go out to eat, watch television the whole afternoon, stay on your phones. And time with God, where is it? Where is the moment of family prayer? Where is the habit of reading the Word together? Restore this in your home. Small, slow, without pressure, but restore it. Start with yourself, and watch how your entire home will change in the coming months. The fifth step is to learn to say no. You say yes to everything. Yes to the extra work that no one wants to take on. Yes to the favor that no one else wants to do. Yes to the meeting that you knew from the start would be a waste of time. Yes to the commitment that will leave you exhausted at the end of the week. And all this saying yes to others is a massive no to God, because time is finite. Your energy is finite, especially after 35, when the body no longer responds as it once did. Every yes you give is a resource you take from somewhere else, and usually that somewhere else is precisely your time with the Father. Learn to say no with tranquility, without guilt. I do not need to justify myself. I do not need to explain in detail. I am not available at the moment. These are powerful, liberating phrases. Use them without weight, because you are protecting what is most valuable in your life, time with the one who created you and loves you. The sixth step is to trust in God's timing. You want everything now, everything for yesterday. The answer to the prayer you made must come this week. The healing must be tomorrow. The blessing must fall today. And when it does not arrive on your schedule, you doubt, you complain, you distance yourself. But I tell you with firmness, God has a perfect timing, and his timing is not yours, nor will it ever be. He takes years, sometimes entire decades, preparing a single answer, because the answer involves not only you, but all the people who will receive the impact of your story when it is fulfilled. Learn to wait. Waiting with faith is completely different from waiting with anxiety. Those who wait with faith find rest while they wait. Those who wait with anxiety suffer while they wait. Look within now and answer, are you waiting like one who trusts or like one who distrusts? And you will ask me, but what happens when I start to listen? What will truly come to pass? What are the promises? What changes in my practical life? And I answer you with the truth of heaven without softening it. First, peace will return. That peace you miss so terribly. That peace from when you were a child and slept deeply without any weight on your chest. This peace will return to your life. It is not a peace that depends on external circumstances. It is a peace that comes from above, which surpasses all human understanding. Problems will continue to exist, because life is just like that, no one escapes it. But you will go through the problems in a completely different way, without despair, without that constant pit in your stomach, without that bad feeling that everything is going to collapse at any moment. You will learn to be in the middle of the storm, and still feel the sun on your face. Second, clarity will arrive. Today you live in the fog. You have important decisions to make and do not know what to do. You feel that something needs to change, but you do not know exactly what. You want to take firm steps, but you do not see the path ahead. Everything is confusing, everything is muddled. When you truly begin to listen to God, the fog gradually dissipates. It is not magic, it is discernment. Things that were previously complicated become simple. Decisions that seemed impossible become obvious. You begin to see the path one step ahead, and that is enough to walk firmly without needing to see everything at once. Third, relationships will heal. Your relationship with your spouse, which has been cold for so long, will begin to warm up again. Your relationship with your children, who are distant, lost in their phones, will begin to draw closer in a way you do not even expect. Your relationship with your elderly parents, with your siblings, with your old friends, everything will begin to flow in a different way. Because when you are at peace with God, you overflow with peace to those around you. People feel this difference in you. They cannot explain it with words, but they feel it. And they draw near because everyone in Brazil today is thirsty for peace, thirsty for a kind of light that has vanished from the streets, from the houses, from the homes. Fourth, fear will leave. That fear that has accompanied you for so many years. Fear of losing your job and not being able to find another at this age. Fear of becoming ill and being a burden. Fear of dying and leaving everything behind. Fear that your children will drift away for good. Fear of the country's future. Fear of the past that still hurts. Fear of not being able to handle it. You wake up with fear, and you sleep with fear. But the Bible says something beautiful in the first book of John. Perfect love casts out all fear. And perfect love is the love of God. When you fill yourself with this love, fear no longer has room inside you. It is cast out. It does not disappear overnight, I will be honest. But it diminishes until one day you wake up and realize, it has been a long time since I felt this paralyzing fear. That day will come. Fifth, your purpose will manifest. You go through life feeling as though you are not fulfilling your true mission on this earth, that you are wasting time, that you are living the wrong life. When you connect with God, your purpose reveals itself slowly. Let us be realistic. An angel will not appear to tell you everything at once. It will come bit by bit, piece by piece. You will begin to realize that that conversation with an afflicted neighbor was divine providence. That simple moment playing with your grandchild was a mission accomplished. That help you offered to a stranger on the street was the work of God operating through you. Life gains complete meaning. Things that seemed random begin to form part of a much larger puzzle, and you discover that you are part of something great, much greater than you ever imagined. And now, after all of this, I must ask you a question that will echo in your mind for the days to come. What will you do with everything you have heard today? Because information that does not transform into action is dead weight. It is one of the cruelest things you can do to yourself, to receive a truth from heaven and bury it under the weight of your daily chores, to hear God speaking clearly, word by word, and return to the same rush as if nothing had happened. As if you had not just read all of this. You did not come to this video by chance. I have already told you this, and I will repeat it once more because you need to absorb this truth into the deepest part of your being. The internet has millions upon millions of videos. Social media feeds you content all day long without pause. And amidst so much noise, this very video ended up on your screen. At this very specific moment in your life, exactly when you most needed to hear these precise words. You will tell me it was the algorithm? Perhaps. But who do you think controls the algorithm? Who do you think places before your eyes exactly what your soul needs to awaken? It is not a coincidence. It is never a coincidence when it concerns God. And perhaps you are feeling right now that this is a turning point, one of those rare turning points that divide life into before and after. You will look back at this date in a few years and say, it was on that day, in that video, in that moment, that I decided to stop running and start listening, that I decided to stop procrastinating and start truly living, that I decided to stop merely surviving and start existing as a child of God. I know that within you a struggle is taking place. On one side, that part of you that wants to change, that wants to regain peace, that wants to hear God again, that wants to rebuild your spiritual life from the foundation up. On the other side, that part of you that is afraid, that has grown accustomed to the rush, that prefers the comfort of the known, even if the known is painful and hurts you every single day. These two voices are warring within you at this very instant. And the choice is yours. No one can make it for you. You can close this video, return to your usual routine, and in a week, you may have forgotten everything you heard today. Or you can decide now, with firmness, with determination, that something will change from this moment forward. That today is the day, that this hour is the hour. Do not reach this point and carry on as if nothing has happened to your soul. This message reached you for a clear reason from the heavens. The Father does not waste words on those who do not need to hear. If you have tears in your eyes right now, if there is a tightness in your chest, if you feel that something has stirred within you during these last lines, it is a sign that He has touched you. And when He touches, it is time to respond. The responsibility is now entirely yours. For your soul, for your family, for your children and grandchildren who need a living spiritual reference within the home. It was for this reason that I prepared the powerful digital book for you, How to Know If God Will Save You at the Final Judgment. It is the practical step for you to continue what has begun at this hour. The link is in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments. It is just one click away. Download it today. Do not leave it for tomorrow. Write in the comments now. Father, today I stop. Today I listen to you. May this pact be sealed between you and the heavens right now. Amen.